Now, one of the biggest technology trends at the moment, by far, are these foldable smartphones. You know, Samsung's releasing one. You got other third-party Chinese manufacturers creating their own. What does Apple have to respond? Nathan?
Well, I don't think they have anything this year in 2019, but they actually just filed a patent for a foldable device. And we're not sure if that's for the iPad or the iPhone or for some Mac portable device, but they filed a patent on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2019, that had 24 images. Some had foldable devices.
Yeah.
This is kind of to combat what Samsung and other manufacturing companies are doing. They're going with the new foldable devices.
It's a really big trend at the moment. A lot of people are going to be latching onto this. I don't think it's the most ergonomic sort of situation out there, but it's definitely the coolest piece of tech on the market at the moment. Are these phones that you fold in half, you use the screens that you want to at that time, and then you unfold it if you want a bigger one. Now, one of the biggest things Apple has in its advantage is the iPad. I mean, it is known for its tablets. Do you think it's going to be an iPhone that turns into a tablet?
I have read that actually. They said that their foldable design, one of their designs, because they had 24 images, one of them, you could have an iPhone that could fold into the iPad, which would be very cool. Another image that I saw was, so Samsung's patent, you would have the screen on the outside, and then it would fold into another screen. But Apple's patent, it has kind of like a fold. It has a screen on one side and the other, and it kind of folds out like this.
Like a book.
But they do that so that you can kind of maybe place it on the table in like a pyramid fashion. And so two people could watch it. Two people could watch content at the same time, or two people could play games. Some sort of game like Battleship.
That would actually be kind of cool. One of the problems I have with the latest Samsung Galaxy Fold is the screen size isn't that big. On the front of it, you have a 4.5-inch display, you know, standard resolution, 1920 by 1080, and then it folds open to a 7-inch display that is more of a square form factor. But the iPhone XS Max, as well as other Galaxy Notes out there, the S9 Plus, they're already 6.4 inches in diagonal screen real estate. That's not much bigger for a foldable phone.
Unless they would have a regular iPhone like this size that would just fold into two screens.
I could see that being Apple's like golden ticket right there.
Because if they made it into like an iPad, iPads are a lot bigger than I would say two iPhones together, right?
Yeah, it's about three.
So they would probably have to do something to make it usable as a phone and an iPad at the same time.
But I think that's one of the biggest problems with Samsung's newest phone is that it's not that big. If you're gonna have something that folds, something that's compact that can unfold into something larger, you want to take advantage of it unfolding. And with it only 7 inches, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be disappointed.
So funny that you mentioned that an iPad is about 3 iPhone screens, because one of the other images actually shows a trifold. So it would have 3 different folds. So that could fold out to be like an iPad.
That's unique.
That could be very cool. So just kind of like a caveat, a lot of companies will release patents, not necessarily have those patents come to pass, but they could be working on something similar in that sense.
So we've seen other concepts of foldable displays, and one thing that's sort of something that you hit each time, like a problem, is that when you unfold it, the screen is sort of wobbly. It's not
gonna be firm.
No, exactly. And you said Apple has something to counter that?
Yeah, they have like a mechanism where you pull it out, you can pull out the screen, and it would hold it in a secure fashion kind of thing. I think that's kind of what the image is showing. It's a mechanism that can accommodate the screen moving as the device is bent. So it's not like a rigid screen, it's kind of like a bendable screen.
Okay.
Hopefully it can also lock in.
Yeah, and this way it's like an actual iPad where it's firm. That's one thing you don't want to do. You know, when you're using these touch phones, anything touch screen, you don't want it to wobble.
Yeah.
You don't want to press it and then it's mushy. You want it to be firm like a piece of glass, which I think is going to be one of the big problems.
This probably isn't going to be released in 2019. In fact, it probably will not.
No.
So we are hoping that it will be a 2020 release. If not, 2021, 2022.
It'll be interesting.
But it's cool to see these major companies are moving in that direction. Now, we do know from the Samsung Galaxy Fold that they are not meaning for that phone to be a daily driver for most people. It's kind of, since it's so new, it's such an early concept, it's only going to be for those like early adopters that want to get the newest and the latest thing. So there obviously is going to be things wrong with it. So maybe that's kind of Apple's take. They want to see what Samsung Galaxy does with their phone, or they want to see what Samsung does with their phone, so that they can tweak and modify and make it so much better that when they release theirs, it's going to be just that much better than the Fold.
Now, another concern I have, which is what a lot of companies do, they'll file a patent just so another company cannot use that design. So it could be one of those things where Apple's not even looking into it. It just doesn't want the Fold to be successful, so it's taking away these options of how to make the screen rigid or how it can unfold.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that that's how companies compete against each other, by trying to get at things first and not necessarily do anything about it, but just get at these ideas first.
I mean, now no one can use those designs.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this rumor roundup. If you guys did, make sure to leave a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you want us to check out any other rumors.
And of course, subscribe if you're new.